So I just, and I mean literally just a couple days ago, made an episode about reusable diapers. And the overarching storyline to that video was, you know, environmentalism is important. It's important to preserve what we have. It's, our home. It's our home. It's important. Um, but there's some things that we shouldn't budge on. And one of those things was diapers. I recommend you watch that episode. It's just as bad as this one. I mean, I should just start over. I've already fucked up this video, but I'm not going to. What I want to talk about is paperless. And I mostly mean like paperless documents, paperless like tax forms, paperless statements, that kind of stuff. Now, I used to demand paper statements, like paper bank statements, paper credit card statements, because it was like one of those things where it was kind of just like the principle of it. I'm paying like these bank fees, I'm paying these credit card fees. The least they can do is send me paper, like fuck them. And when they switched more and more towards paperless, digital, I just saw it as like another way that these companies were just cutting costs. And that's why I always kept up on getting everything in paper. But I've changed my tune. Now, when I was growing up, my parents used to keep paper copies of everything, every receipt, every statement, every credit card statement, every tax form, every tax return, everything that you could possibly imagine coming in paper, they had. They had it all on paper. But one day, I went into my room and I had like 2 years worth of credit card statements and bank statements sitting on my desk. And I just realized, what the fuck am I doing here? Nobody, and I mean nobody in this day and age, should hold on to that shit. This is not healthy. You do not need your 2016 February bank statement. You don't. You do not need your 2019 November credit card statement. You don't. You do not need your 1967 tax return. I know someone listening to this has it in their attic, has it in their closet, has it in their basement. You don't need it. You don't need it. Now, you do need some tax returns. Don't throw those out. Please don't throw those out. But like credit card statements, bank statements, I realized that, my parents, they check their statements to make sure that the right amounts are coming in and out. And I do that too, but I don't use the paper statements for that. So what would happen is I would check the bank account, I would check my apps, my banking apps, I would pay off all my cards, which you should do. You should pay off all your cards. I paid off all my cards. I moved all my money around from checking, savings, CDs, whatever. And I do it all on the app. And if I ever had a question about where's my money going, I can just check the app. I don't need to pull out a statement and see my beginning and ending balance. I can just go on the app and it's infinitely easier. And that was the point in time where I realized, wait a minute, why do I have, it was like, I shit you not, it was like 2 years worth of statements for credit cards, stuff that came in the mail, everything. And I just got tired of it. So I completely did a 180 on that. I'm basically a faker. I'm a poser is what I'm saying. All the people in, the paper movement, the people who were like me, who ensured that these credit card companies and these banks had to always pay for postage, pay for the paper, do all that. Always, that was just like a fuck 'em. That's what it was. It was just like, anti-establishment. And some people prefer paper, sure, but not me. I was always doing it as just like, hey, it's just a part of the service, these big companies, they deserve to pay all this money, in expenses and stuff. But not only was I not using it, but I just realized that I, I kind of care about the planet, not a lot, not really. Not I would say I'm like below average, maybe average, I don't know. I would not say I'm like, super above average. I don't think that one person's actions can really do much positively. Negatively, sure, you could dedicate your entire life to just destroying the planet, which I threatened to do in a prior video, but that's besides the point. The bank statement thing, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. There really isn't a need for paper statements unless you have a place to store them, which I didn't. I was basically collecting them out of spite, which didn't affect the company more than it affected me. Does that make sense? My room looked like a scene from Hoarders, where they have like stacks of newspapers. Where do you even get stacks of newspapers? Where do you even get a newspaper, let alone 500 newspapers? So, yes, I do believe in the paperless movement if they want them. I do not believe in forced paperless. And I don't believe that they should opt people into paperless by default and then they have to manually switch back to paper. That's uncool. But to all the people out there that are just holding on to this war against, these companies and these banks, it's time to let it go. It's time to be the bigger man, be the bigger person, and just let that shit go. Let them save their, $10 a year or however much it costs them to send all your shit, and just live a more stress-free, carefree life. It's the best advice I can give you. Truly, it's the best advice I can give you. Don't let this obsession with making them pay for all their wrongdoings ruin your life. Think on that. I appreciate you listening to this, and I will see you tomorrow.